Next, the story of a Royal Navy engineer from just down the road at Yeovilton who's setting himself the most extraordinary challenge. Sean Gaffney wants to complete one of the toughest endurance events in the world, but there's one extra hurdle he'll have to overcome if he wants to succeed. For 2 years, Sean Gaffney has harboured a big ambition. He's been training hard to take on one of the most extreme physical challenges in the world, a competition known simply as Tough Guy. Tough Guy is a gruelling test of endurance, a battle between body and mind. The 16-kilometre course is designed to test every fear you can experience. And what will make it even more challenging for Sean is the fact that he only has one leg. Sean will be the first paraplegic ever to attempt the race. I'm visiting Sean at the Royal Navy Air Station in Yeovilton to find out a bit more about him. So, tell me about Tough Guy. I mean, it sounds like an act of madness, taking part in something like that.
It looks incredibly hard. A bit of trepidation about how my foot's going to hold up to all the climb, but also I've got to be very careful about where I place my foot because I just don't have the flexibility or the movement that I used to have. The biggest concern is going to be the weather, because every time I see it on the TV, everything's iced over and it's freezing cold. It is literally as tough as they make out.
Sean used to be part of the team competing in the Royal Navy's historic field gun competition, but all that changed after an accident in 1999. A 900-pound cannon fell on his left foot, causing irreparable damage.
You don't want to give the appearance to anybody that it's having an effect. When you're sat in a hospital bed, things seem pretty bad, but you don't want that to impact on your friends and family. When they turn up in the morning to visit you in hospital, then you put a big smile on your face and you pretend that, no, everything's going to be okay and nothing's going to change and life will carry on as normal.
Unfortunately, the doctors couldn't save his foot, but Sean was determined not to let his disability compromise his ambitions.
Anything is possible with the correct mindset. I'm not doing anything that I wouldn't have done before my accident. I'm not taking any more risks or dangers than a normal person. I'm fully aware that I have got one leg. I can't move as quickly, I'm not as agile, so I'm just more careful about where I put my feet. I had the accident, but with preparation, bit of planning, a little bit of luck, so it makes no difference to my life whatsoever.
It's the day of the race. I quickly catch up with Sean to see how he's feeling.
Sean, hi.
Oh,
how are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Are you match fit?
Bit late to find out now, isn't it?
It feels pretty cold at the moment. Any idea how cold it is?
Well, we were listening to the weather last night and it's a balmy 2 degrees at the moment, but the wind's going to be coming in from the north later on during the day, so we reckon it's going to go down to -6. They did say -9, but we're hoping it doesn't go that far.
-9? And how on earth will you keep warm when the temperatures are like that?
Our plan is just to keep moving. If we start sitting down and taking too long to have breathers, that's when the cold's really going to set in. As long as we keep moving, we should be all right.
Well, I'll be there on the start line to watch you set off, but let me just wish you better luck now.
Thank you very much.
And I'll see you at the finish line too.
With the atmosphere building, Sean prepares for the arduous task ahead. Tough Guy attracts thousands of competitors to a muddy field near Wolverhampton. Every year they come to test themselves against one of the most gruelling obstacle courses in the world. It's so demanding that many of them don't make it to the finish line. To complete the race, Sean will have to climb over huge barriers, go underwater, and negotiate an obstacle that gives the competitors an electric shock.
Race is going to start in about an hour and it's still seriously cold. In fact, when the first runner comes through, the first thing they'll have to do is break the ice.
The race is considered so dangerous, participants have to sign their own death warrant in case they're killed or seriously injured during the event.
Sean, are you ready?
Ready as we're ever going to be for this.
An hour and a half into the race, Sean faces the horrors of the electric shocks. Not far into the obstacle course, Sean is already having problems.
Lock mechanism broken on the leg. Luckily I've got a sleeve on over the top, but it just keeps on sliding off.
Despite the problems with his leg, Sean still has to face some of the most challenging and dangerous obstacles. His energy is starting to fade, and some of the other competitors are already dropping out.
By this point, they've been in the water for about 10 minutes, as you can hear from the screens, and then they have to do that.
It's burning, it's that cold, it just burns. Oh, hang on, just give me a second. That's emotional. I can't even convert it to the old ice cream freeze. It's you're just like you just can't think.
Sean has got further than many, and he's now entering the final stages of the race. It's taken him 4 hours, but Sean finally reaches the finishing line.
No, you only get one life, and it's not a rehearsal. So you have to take opportunities when they come along. People turn around and say, "You can't do this." And it's like, well, if I can't do it, I will tell you what I can and cannot do. I'll put my hands up and say that is too difficult. But until I do that, it's bloody well achievable. If you don't want to do something, but you make yourself, if you know you're afraid, no, if you face your fear, that's got to make you slightly stronger. No, it's got to make you more confident, and it's got to make you more able for the next challenge. So when you come up to something that's slightly bigger or more intimidating, you think, well, I managed last time. I didn't like doing that particular obstacle, or I don't like this particular event, but I did it. And that's how people grow.
Well done to Sean and everyone else who completed the Tough Guy course. I felt tired just watching.
In next week's programme, we're investigating the mysterious death of a Western super-mare woman in the Dominican Republic, plus a wildlife spectacle on a nature reserve near Bridgewater, and an unlikely resurgence in the popularity of poetry among young people in Bristol's Somali community.
That's all next Monday. Thanks for watching and good night.